you ever thought about the possibility of AI taking control or destroying humanity? I'm sure of that. There are currently plenty of articles and authors talking about this topic, and definitely there is a point here. Every time two intelligent species have met, one has gone extinct.
The most striking example? Neanderthals and Homo sapiens. We managed to replace the Neanderthals around 40,000 years ago thanks to our superior intellect. Now a new species, artificial intelligence, scores higher than lawyers on the bar exam, paints museum-worthy art, and drafts academic papers. History says the smarter one wins. So, is it then time to panic or not? Well, I don't think so. Despite the impressive capabilities of modern large language models, there is a missing ingredient that AI at its current state lacks, and this is genuine willpower. Look, everyone's talking about AI's technical capabilities, job displacement, and AGI, artificial general intelligence. But I think we're missing something huge. There is a fundamental limitation that might actually prevent AI takeover scenarios entirely. Here's my argument. True willpower, the capacity to make decisions and exert real control, doesn't come from pure logical intelligence. It emerges from something much deeper, the emotional, instinctual, and visceral foundations of biological consciousness. And current AI systems, they fundamentally lack this. I am Ephraim Reese, and this is Immersive Life. Get ready because we are going to start a fascinating journey through the concept of intelligence, neuroscience, evolutionary biology, and the deepest roots of willpower.
To understand why AI lacks the capacity for true takeover, we must first examine the nature of intelligence itself. For decades, we've defined intelligence through IQ tests, logical reasoning, pattern recognition, problem solving. It's what we call cognitive intelligence, and it's exactly what current AI excels at. But here's what most people don't realize. Human intelligence isn't just cognitive. There's another crucial component called emotional intelligence, or EQ. Emotional intelligence is your ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions, both your own and others.
But why is emotional intelligence important? Here's the kicker. Research shows that emotionally charged advertisements perform twice as well as purely rational ones. Emotional campaigns achieve 31% profitability increases compared to just 16% for rational campaigns. This tells us something profound about human behavior and also about the nature of taking decisions. Decision-making is deeply interlinked to emotions. Current AI systems can simulate emotional responses. They can recognize when you're sad and respond appropriately. But simulation isn't the same as genuine experience. They're missing the actual emotional foundations that drives decision-making.
So, what exactly is willpower, and why does it matter for taking over anything?
Willpower, also called self-control or executive function, is your ability to make decisions and exert control over your actions. It's what lets you resist that donut when you're on a diet or urge you to buy the latest mobile phone.
Neuroscience reveals that willpower emerges from specific brain networks. The prefrontal cortex, right behind your forehead, acts like your brain's CEO. The dorsolateral prefrontal cortex helps you control impulses and make plans. But here's the crucial part. These control centers don't work alone. They're constantly communicating with your emotional processing centers, the limbic system, including the amygdala and ventral striatum.
Studies of patients with brain damage conducted by researchers like Antonio Damasio, Antoine Bechara, or Leslie K. Fellows prove this connection. People with damage to their emotional processing areas, despite keeping their logical abilities intact, show profound problems with decision-making. They can describe the logical solution to a problem, but they can't actually implement effective decisions. Meaning these patients can think logically, but they can't act. Think about it. When you decide to take over something, you need more than just intelligence. You need the drive and the motivation that pushes you to act. That's what willpower provides, and it's fundamentally rooted in emotion. Current AI systems can optimize for programmed goals, but they can't genuinely decide to pursue new objectives. They lack the emotional substrate that turns intelligence into action.
Willpower didn't just appear out of nowhere. Its story begins billions of years ago with the most basic forms of life, single-celled bacteria. Microorganisms demonstrate primitive forms of self-control. Through chemical processes, they can decide to swim toward nutrients and away from toxins. They have molecular machinery that detects environmental changes and adjusts their behavior accordingly. That's decision-making at the cellular level. This basic drive to survive is not conscious, but encoded in the organism's biochemistry and genetic programming stays, I want to live, I want to live. Self-preservation is considered a universal hallmark of life, present across the tree of life, from bacteria to humans.
Here's the crucial insight. Studies across 36 species show that better self-control correlates with larger brain volumes, specifically in regions associated with emotional processing, not just raw computational power. Willpower evolved from billions of years of survival pressures, starting with basic self-preservation instincts and becoming increasingly integrated with emotional and social systems. This evolutionary journey reveals that genuine willpower can't be separated from its biological and emotional foundations. It's literally written into our DNA through billions of years of survival, and the beginning of everything is the most fundamental instinct of any life form, self-preservation. I want to live. This simple idea is the origin of what we are.
If you want to understand what really drives human behavior, don't ask a philosopher, ask a marketer. Neuromarketing research has revolutionized our understanding of decision-making. Using brain imaging technology, researchers can watch your brain in real time as you make choices. And what they've discovered is shocking. Gerald Zaltman's studies reveal that 95% of purchasing decisions are made subconsciously, driven by emotional responses rather than logical analysis. All human decisions are based on emotions, with logic serving primarily to justify choices we've already made emotionally.
Here's the timeline. When you encounter a decision, your emotional centers, the limbic system, respond in just 300 milliseconds. Your rational prefrontal cortex, it takes much longer to even engage. This isn't a design flaw, it's a feature. Your emotional brain, which evolved millions of years earlier than your logical brain, automatically evaluates every situation for threats, rewards, and social significance before your conscious mind even knows what's happening. Current AI systems have none of this. They can process information, generate a probabilistic sequence of tokens, and optimize outcomes. But they lack on the very foundation that makes decision-making and willpower possible at all.
So here's what we've learned. Intelligence without emotional foundations is like a car without an engine. It might look impressive, but it's not going anywhere on its own. Current artificial intelligence systems, despite impressive capabilities in pattern recognition and information processing, lack the emotional foundations necessary for genuine willpower and autonomous control.
I'm pretty confident very soon AI systems will reach and surpass human-level cognitive intelligence, but still they will follow programmed objectives. They won't genuinely choose to pursue goals beyond their programming. So I don't see at the current state of development any chance that any artificial intelligence decide to wipe out, take over, or replace humanity. AI has no goals, no purposes, no willpower. It cannot make any decisions. And that's the point.
So, can AI take over humanity? The current answer is no, not in the way we typically fear. But this doesn't mean AI is safe. AI poses real risks through optimization processes, unintended consequences, and potential emergent behaviors. An AI system integrated into financial markets or infrastructure could cause significant harm. The key is understanding the nature of these risks so we can address them effectively.
What do you think? Does this change your views about AI risks? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the fascinating intersection between human life and technology. See you in the next video.
Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.